FileMakerTraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I'm here with the wonderful Christian Schmitz. Christian has been on with us. We had like a 60 live stream party a while back now, so I don't quite know what number we're up to now. He has been on this show a lot. And it's because one, he has a ton to talk about, and two, he's awesome. And three, there's, again, a lot to discuss. The MBS plugin is what he makes, and we are doing a Q&A on it today. So if you have questions, please line those up for me so we can talk about it. Honestly, the MonkeyBread plugin, we funnily enough, we just had a stream about it, I think last week with Hansa Koldeka. Hansa had a customer who needed in-app transactions for an app on the App Store using FileMaker and the iOS app SDK, and he used the MBS plugin to accomplish it. So it is universally used. Pretty much everyone who uses it loves it. If you have a problem with it, you can send in an email to Christian, and he will get back with you in insanely fast response times. I always tell this story because it's a good sign of it. We have a couple engineers who are super anti-plugin. Like they really only like using FileMaker in its purest form. They use the MBS plugin. It's too hard not to. I think Nick got it because a couple of me and Richard's files install it automatically, and then Nick got it. Nick, who you've seen do UI, is a known plugin hater. Nick got it installed via one of me and Richard's automatic installations, and then he said, I can't not use it anymore because it does things like autocomplete variables and a host of other useful stuff, and it's the quality of life improvements are too much. 7,660 functions. And Christian is having a party about the 25 years of MBS, which is awesome. 7,660 functions over 25 years. Absolutely fantastic. And you should go get it. I've been talking about it, but I haven't brought up the website. Go to MonkeyBread Software, go get it. It's awesome. So, hey, Christian, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine, yeah.
Yes, good. I'm glad to hear it. I got people saying hello, wandering in, meandering, popping in. I can toss like the first question I've got at you if you want, or do you want to like
Yeah,
chat
sure.
about something real fast? Okay. So, I'm attempting to bring the FileMaker window to the fore after a script has launched another application using send event. The other application remains in the foreground, and I really need the FileMaker window/layout to return to the foreground for more user input. I think MBS might be able to help me, but I'm unsure of how to do it.
Yeah. So let's share the screen. And what would you do? You're looking for window functions. So you would go to window. There's a long list of topics. So window.
Yes.
And here you would, what could I do? I would like to maybe show a window. Show. There you go, blindness, so many functions. Show is here. So there is a function to show a window. But this is more for showing a window which is hidden, you know? So you can use the plugin to hide a window and show it later. You may more like to activate a window. I think this is a function. Because this one does not just show it, it also makes it big if it was minimized. And it brings it to the front, so it becomes the keyboard, so focus for the keyboard. So let's try it. So let's just start FileMaker and make a new empty file, test. So let's say we have a script, and our test script first makes a pause, so I have some time to go to a different application. Let's say 3 seconds, and now we say, what could we say? MBS? No, we say a set variable, of course, because I love to use set variable for this. Window, activate, and so 0 here is a special thing. It's the current window in FileMaker. So because you could refer to windows by index, you could say, well, the first window is 0, the second window is number 1, the third window is number 2. Oops. So let's just try. I run the script, go to Safari. 1, 2, 3. There's something missing. Set font most. So we bring the window to the front, but only if the app is in the front. So let's also bring the app into the front. So frontmost brings the application to the front, because on Mac you have this application layer, and within the application layer you have the individual windows. So we may need both. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So
Smooth as butter.
yeah. I can also just use here the name test, because I could have several windows. I'll make a second. So I can say test2 is in the front. I run the script. And now test is in the front. You see?
Nice. Yes.
So
So
on Mac, you have this process thing that you can check if FileMaker is the front application with the is frontmost function, and then bring it to the front.
okay. It says this looks like it works on Windows as of 9.2. Okay. Cool.
Yes. On Windows, you don't have this concept of this application layer. You just have individual windows. So for the Windows version, you see, we look for FileMaker windows, and we then pick the first one and bring it to the front. So FileMaker comes to the front. It's kind of a little bit different. So you could use, of course, a plugin and say you put this in a. So MBS is a Mac, and then we have it only for Mac. Doesn't
I
matter.
see. Got it. Okay.
So
There you go. That's that one resolved.
do we have another question?
Does MBS add a find/replace option to the calculation window?
Well, yeah, you go to this little window here to specify a calculation, and then you press Command F, and you get the search bar here, and you can search for something. Then there is a replace thing, and you can test, replace all.
I did not know this existed, so I should have, but 'cause I'm pretty
Well,
sure you brought
just
this
if you
up.
click somewhere, just press Command F and see what happens.
See what comes up? Oh, I
Yeah,
wanted to ask you real fast. There's a shortcut you do to make the calculation text bigger. I know how to do it in
yeah,
preferences. What's the shortcut again?
Command plus
Oh, is it just Command plus? Okay.
and Command minus. We have documentation on this. Syntax coloring and good question. Here, search and replace in calculations. There's an article about this.
Mm-hmm.
The screenshots are usually a little bit older. And where are my shortcuts? Good question. Here's a list of shortcuts. So script workspace, data viewer, I mean, relationship diagram. Yeah, text areas. Yeah. So Command F to show the find bar.
Mm-hmm.
Command F, Shift F and replace. So I can just sit here, Command Shift F, and I can type replace,
Mm-hmm.
So here the plus and minus. Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So
And
I
we
will
have
tell.
here the indentation level. You can also control.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like if you have several lines,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, here. If you hit
That's
the right key,
nice.
you can move it in with tabs. Yeah. And this is a thing, because we have users who use FileMaker every day. They want to be efficient. They
Mm-hmm.
want to use the usual shortcuts from other development tools.
Mm-hmm.
So people ask for it.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Thank you. I thought so, but I had totally forgotten, and I'm doing a lot of that right now, so just in time.
yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Cancel, cancel. So
Can NBS let me in a calculated field or script do date and number formats similar to what FileMaker offers at the layout level?
what again?
Can MBS let me in a calculated field or script do date
What
and
do you mean
number?
with let me?
I assume they mean like help them, or they're trying to do calculated field or scripts uh, with date and number formats similar to what FileMaker offers at a layout level. I'm confused by that question, actually, now that I'm looking at it.
Let's see. So you want to have date. You may want to format date and time,
That's what they're saying, I think.
maybe. So let's see. We have functions for time and date. I think they're here on time functions. So we have a time format and a time pass function, which can be useful. So time format would allow you to format a timestamp using a specific local and you have this ways to specify what goes into your date. Like you can say, I need a full weekday name, I need a full month, or I just need abbreviated months, hour, minute, time, a lot of options. And here's an example, like you could say, I want to format current time with this specification, and I get text like this. So,
Oh, okay.
or you have a different specification, or here a different local, you tell it to use French, and then you get French.
That's nice.
Yeah, and you can specify here whatever date and time format you need. So if you use a web service or a SQL statement and you need date and time in a specific way,
Mm-hmm.
you could use a plugin to format it. Or here with time zone and day name, or
There
just
you
the
go.
week number. Yeah. So we have a lot of people who need times formatted in specific ways, and this uses all the features from the operation system. So on Mac, Windows, Linux, they all come with local information, so we can make specific times and dates.
Okay, that makes sense. Hopefully that answers the person's question. I think so. I think that's
Yeah.
what they were asking. It sounds like what they were asking. Hello, I'm using the MVS plugin to take photos in the Windows webcam, but I want to show the current camera live feed in my layout. How do I do that?
Well, you download the MBS plugin. Then you get a folder like this, and there's an example folder, and inside the example folder is AV recorder. There's an AV recorder example. This example allows you to do things like here set video device, start preview, and oh, there's me again. Yeah. Okay, smile,
Yes. Oh,
take a
that's a
picture.
good picture.
Okay, so this example exists for Mac, Windows, and iOS, and you can pick a device, a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, this example doesn't list the devices, but there's one for to list the devices. So I have a couple of cameras. There's a
Mm-hmm.
studio, the display camera, there's a one from the Mac, and I can even use my iPhone as a camera.
Hmm.
And so here we initialize the whole thing. There's a session. AV Recorder Init gives you a session ID. And then you have to maybe ask for permissions. This is on macOS, where we have to ask if we're allowed to access the camera in FileMaker. And if so, we can, if not, we can request access, and then it shows a dialog, and the user can click OK, or we can send the user to system preferences to make the switch for FileMaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then we can pick a video device. In this case, I just pick the first one with 0.
Mm-hmm.
Could be 1, 2 for the other two. Or I can pass, I think I can also pass in the name. So, yeah. device name, ID, or index. So every device has some unique ID, so you could save it in your preferences if you want to recall the same device. Then to start a preview, we use a function, add preview with control. And here on the layout, let me shut down this. On the layout is a little box. This box has a name, and it defines where the plugin puts the preview.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's laying it on top of
So
the box. I was wondering if it was like a container field or something.
yeah, we don't want people to look up the coordinates, because things can move around. So it's much easier to just tell people, put a rectangle there. Like, here, just go to drawing tools and pick rectangles, make one, give it a name, and then tell the plugin where to go. So let's close that. So yeah, get window, which control. And there's an important thing is you need to have a little script pause to make sure that FileMaker actually created the layout. Because if you have a script running to show the window, go to layout, and then do this, you need the pause for FileMaker to actually put something on screen. Otherwise, the plugin can't find the control.
Got it. Okay.
And then there's a function to start preview. There's also one to stop preview. And while taking pictures, just ask the plugin to take a picture. Yeah, I think that's it.
There you
Start
go.
recording. Yeah, you can set a file path where the recording is stored. Start a recording, stop a recording. Yeah.
This is extreme. As always, this is always really cool. All your stuff is really cool, but this is particularly cool.
And you see, it's very modular. I mean, there are a lot of functions you can call. We have more, like here. So we have a lot of functions, and because different people have different situations, and some people use it to just show a preview of the camera. Other people want to take a picture from something you hold in front of the camera or of the person. Some people want to record a video. Some people just want to make a dictation device, so just take audio. Whatever you like. I mean, if you want to make an app for live streaming in FileMaker, why not? You can just record something.
That would be a fun experiment, using MVS to make a live stream. Ah, okay, that would be cool. I'm gonna put like a pin in that for later. Another question we've got, I think because that one's good, is from Marshall Forrester. Hello from Charleston. Christian was kind enough to let me know previously that there was a way to retrieve a unique ID from an iCal entry using the event protocol. Could we see an example, please? Thank you, Marshall.
Events. Okay, Mac and iOS events. So a unique ID. Let me go back to the documentation. So if you have events in the calendar on Mac on iOS, every entry has an ID. Yeah. So you have events, and events have an event identifier. And an event is also an item in a calendar, and so there is a calendar item identifier, which should be the same as an event one. And there's an external identifier. Now, the local one here is for the local database on your Mac, on the device. And the external one is for the same item on the server. So if you have a Google Calendar, this is the ID from Google. If you have an iCloud calendar, this is the ID from iCloud. And the local ID is in your local calendar, and that one may, of course, change if you reset the calendar and re-download all the events. So not on every update, but if you resync with the cloud, I mean, after you maybe made a new Mac.
Okay.
So
he would probably want to use
So what you usually want to use is you want to use the local one and store the external one in FileMaker. So when you work on the calendar item, you would try first with the local identifier, and if the database tells you that it doesn't exist, there are two possibilities. Either it was deleted or it was synced again, so it got a new ID.
Got it.
And
Okay.
there's the external identifier to find it again. So, and I think you can just use the external like the internal. So
There you go.
yeah.
Okay. Marshall, if you've got follow-up questions, please let me know. We
Do you
have.
have more questions?
Yes, we do. What features are available in the free version of MBS in the Windows platform from Iovius?
So on the Mac, all the syntax coloring things are free. So all the syntax coloring, also for Windows, we have a few little things. We have a search field for the relationship graph. That's also free. There's a script to help you search in a script in FileMaker on Windows. There's a snippet database that you can also use free as far as I remember, as well as the hotkeys. So you can have, similar to the Mac, where we have this snippets in the script workspace on in the context menu. On Windows, you would do this with our snippet storage. Let me find it. Where could it be? Snippets
Snippets
for
for
Windows.
Windows, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's in the Win-only folder for Windows only. So we have the snippets, and you can have them put in a folder, install a picker dialog. And now I have to look up the thing. The picker dialog is triggered with F7, Control F7. And now on Windows, you can go in the script workspace and you can press this combination, Control F7, and a dialog opens.
Ooh.
And then you can pick something from your snippets database and you can drop it into the script workspace. And this works on Windows too.
Got it. And you can define
Define
hotkeys.
hotkeys. Yeah, this explains how to define hotkeys. And this is a snippets database. There's an article about that. So you can use that with the plugin.
There you go.
You can make your own snippets, of course. Here, like you can just copy a few lines. Let's see. And let's say I want to make this a snippet and reuse it later. I say copy. I go here, make a new record and say paste from clipboard. That's my XML. This is here some AV recorder, ask for permission. And then I can put it back into the folder and then press Control F7 and there's my new entry. So that should work on Windows too. The next thing is we have a lot of free functions. So let me go to the documentation, statistics. So as of today, we have 7,660 functions, including the 50 new functions for the next version. For Windows are 5,200 functions, and we have 2,400 functions marked free to use. So these are functions marked that they don't need a license. There's probably one or two functions listed here which is incorrectly marked as free. Because I don't think they. This is a big effort on the database to mark them all, and this looks strange. So many. So yeah. So there are a lot of functions free to use.
So that's a
Yeah,
list of what you've got
but
available
in
to you.
general, I would say please consider asking for maybe a trial license. There's here the form to get a trial license, so you can play with the plugin for about 6 weeks. And if you find the plugin useful, we appreciate if you buy it. It's just $150 to start. So I think it's affordable.
I would agree. It is legitimately a awesome. We use it constantly. So, like every time I go and open FileMaker, I'm using MBS for something. Even if it's just as simple as searching in my script workspace for where I used PSOS last. I do that a lot. Uh, uh, I want to use MonkeyBread to copy images from the web and store it in a container. How do I assign the image to the container field? Like,
Let's go. Web viewer. We have a lot of web viewer examples. There's one called web viewer images. Let's try that one. So it shows here the message, the MBS website, and there's a button download images.
Oh, that's cool.
And we got a lot of pictures. So how does it work?
Yes.
So we have function webView get image count, which takes a look on the web page to see how many image tags are there in the HTML. And then we make a new card window for some reason. And we have a loop to go through the web viewer and get all the images by index and get here the source. So we ask for the URL location of the image. This may be a relative URL. So we have a function for that, I think, to get an absolute URL. Don't see it used here, but okay. So curl is used to download the image. So we have the URL and we just download the file. And then there is a function get result as container, which automatically tries to determine the type of container value by the file name. So for JPEG, it gives us a picture as a JPEG. And then it's just making a new record and then just set field to put the container value into the container. Yeah.
Which is awesome.
So this may give us an absolute URL always, so we don't need to expand the URL. Let's just run it through the debugger and see what happens. So it makes a new card window. It closes the card window, which is...
What is it using it for?
Not sure why. Sometimes, like here, we make the card window. So we can make a new record without switching the record for the web viewer layout. Because if we switch, we would constantly reload the web viewer. So the format and yeah, we got a picture. So it's an absolute URL here for the picture and it just works. Yeah. So if you just take this example, you can try it with a website and see if it gets all the pictures.
And you can pick which ones you want. From Jimmy. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the Q&A. Is it possible to insert a vector graphic from a file into DynaPDF on Linux and Mac, like on Windows with dynapdf.insert metafile? ? I will copy this over to Discord.
In that meta file thing is a Windows specific thing. So the answer is no, because in that meta file, this is for EMF or VMF files, and they are actually rendered using the Windows graphics library from Microsoft on Windows. And then DynaPDF just lets Microsoft software parse the file and makes the drawing commands, and then picks up the drawing commands and replicates them in a PDF. So this is only on a Windows machine.
Got it.
You can help yourself, of course, with a little robot running on a Windows desktop and just watching for new job records.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. There we go. Sometimes there's things that only Windows can do. Uh, Hello, I'm using the MBS DynaPDF plugin to create a button on a PDF page via the dynapdf.create button function. I want to move the position of the button and I can't figure out how.
Move it on creation or after creation?
I think it's moving on creation is what it's implying.
You know, when you create it, you pass the coordinates you want for the button. So you have to know, of course, if you are where the 0, 0 point is, where the start of your coordinate system is.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's on bottom left, but you can use set page chords to move it up to the top left, because a lot of people are more familiar with top left. And once you have the button positioned, I think you can also move it.
Oh, post it?
Set on it. What?
Oh, no, sorry. Keep going.
No, I'm just looking. Do we have a function to move an annotation? Good question. No, to change anode pose. Oh, yeah. So change anode position. Well, not sure why. Never sure how the names happen sometimes, but this is the original function name, and it takes the number, the annotation index, and new coordinates and new width and height. So you can change the button after you created it,
Mm-hmm.
or you pass the coordinates when you create it.
Got it. So there's
Let's
two
go back
options
to the
for
create
that.
button. I think we have a sample for this. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So create button here. So the button has a name, it has a label, it has a no parent, it has an X position of 50. Now in the PDF coordination system, 72 points per inch means that 50 is maybe, you know, 3/4 of an inch, maybe from the left side of the page.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some Y coordinate, which I think happens that, yeah, after every item here we go 30 points down. No, up. So, which means the coordinate system got swapped. Yeah. So we use set page chords with top down. So 0, 0 is on the top. We can start Y with 50, place our first field, then increase, second field, increase. So increase after every field, and then we can use create button. And here, so button width is 200, and then 20 is a high.
Okay, there you go. So wait, PDF coordinates are default, like bottom up?
Yeah,
Oh,
bottom up. That's inherited from PostScript.
whew.
So the PostScript language originally had 0, 0 on the bottom left of the page.
Huh. That is an interesting choice.
Well, you know, the coordinate system for the window manager here has also, yeah, like all the Cocoa classes here, NSView, NSWindow, all have 0, 0 on the bottom left, because that's coming from the next operation system, which used PostScript to draw the windows
I did not
and
know that.
PDF, yeah,
That's
long
cool
ago.
to know. But I am glad that you can swap it with MBS because I would definitely hurt myself trying to remember
So
that.
when you create this button and the setting is turned to have top-down coordinates,
Mm-hmm.
on every use of a coordinate, DynaPDF would do the swap calculation, which means it takes the height of the page minus your y minus of the height, and then gets the y coordinate it needs to write into the file.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. So hopefully that's answered that question for you.
And I have to admit, in a lot of cases, you just use some coordinate, and then you just look how the PDF looks like and say, it
Yeah,
needs to be a little bit more to the right or to the left.
that's probably what I would do. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Just keep tweaking it until I look at it and I like the look of it.
Yeah, and if you use some graphic tool, so what I often do is I just take a PDF and drop it on a tool like here, Graphics Converter,
Oh,
and that offers me to render the PDF page, and I say 72. Now I have 1 pixel per point. So if I measure something here, I can just look up the coordinates. So I start here top left. Let's see at 0, 0. And now I can just go and say I need this, where the text is there, and now I can see the high is 255. So this is now the coordinate I would need to pass to draw text on this position. This.
Good to know. Okay, interesting. I didn't even know
Or
that that
just
was
here
a...
with the position. You see here X and
Yeah,
Y position, so I can see what number to use. And this is based on top left.
instead of blind guesswork. That's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
We have another... Where is it? Hold on. I scrolled
Oh,
too
I
far.
changed the page. Okay. Don't save.
I'm doing we have another iCal and a question, which is I'm doing an iCal integration with the MBS plugin. Can I add attendees to the events from FileMaker?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Apple doesn't have an API for that.
Oh, really? Okay. That's
Yeah,
kind of a bummer.
I can show you. IK event class. So here's the event class and a lot of functions. Let's see, calendar item, a lot of functions. Has attendees. You can get attendees as this property is read-only. It is not possible to add attendees with EventKit.
Thank you, Apple. We love you.
So you could send a feature request to Apple to change the API.
And then once they
Or
do,
you
Christian
may
can do
go
something.
and use some web API to directly talk to your server, like whether you use Google or iCloud or whatever provider. And you may just need to talk to them and see what API they have to edit.
There you go. Another PDF question. I need to save PDFs as PDF/A. Can MBS do this for me? If so, how?
Yep. So the first question is always a new PDF or an existing PDF?
Let's do new PDF first. If you wanted to save a PDF
Yeah, new
as
PDF is easier because Dyna PDF can do everything. Yeah, the first thing is you need replacement ICC profiles. Here, our example brings some. So if you have a PDF file, it may define a color without an ICC color space. Now, just having some CMYK color or some RGB color doesn't tell the printer which color space to use exactly. So you need to have a profile for every color defined. And if some color doesn't have a profile, we need replacement profiles to use. So we have the 3 fields, and we will use these. So if you have a specific CMYK printer you want to use, so the colors do really match, you may want to use your profile. So what do? We make a new DynaPDF environment, and a PDF-A file needs to have a language specified in the header. Here, ENUS could be DED for Germany, or could be EN, GB for United Kingdom. Or then it needs a structure tree. It doesn't matter whether you actually use a structure tree, but there must be one. Then we tell DynaPDF the replacement ICC profiles. Now we can finally start to make a page. The page gets a font. We draw some text, write some text, formatted text, continue more text, some text, yeah. And after we put in all the text, we can add some metadata, like a title or a subject also. And for PDF-A, we now ask DynaPDF to check conformance for one of the PDF standards. So there is different PDF-A levels, PDF-A 1B 2005, or 2B, 2U, 3B, PDF-A, and it's all PDF-A variants. Pick whichever you like. And we recently got PDF-A version 4.
Ooh.
And 4E and 4F. Yeah. So you have to pick you have to pick the standard you want. So this is one of the older ones. Different standards have different restrictions. Like the older ones don't allow transparency, while the newer ones do. And after you have the check conformance, it will tell you which output intent you should use. And which also means that the PDF didn't have one. And the output intent tells the PDF creator for which color space this PDF was intended to be used with. So like this PDF was prepared to be printed on this specific printer with this color profile. So you add the profile which you need. And then you can actually set the header PDF version, which you could do all the time, but without valid content, it wouldn't matter. So, and then we save the PDF to a container and release memory.
There you go. Okay.
So this is all the script lines. And most people just copy the script lines as they are. I mean,
and then tweak it as they realize they need different things. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Technically, if the you should just pass in whatever ICC. So these profiles are only used if you would refer here to a color without a profile. Oh, I see one. Yeah, we just set a color. So, and then some people ask, yeah, which color space? Well, I didn't create one. I didn't set one. So it will be here my generic RGB one.
Got it. Okay.
So, and the more difficult thing is to use PDF-A converter to convert an existing PDF to PDF-A. Let's see.
Right there.
There, convert to PDF-A. So you have a PDF, comes from wherever you like, maybe from FileMaker, and you want to convert it to a specific version of PDF-A. And so you do similar steps as before. Like we have, again, the replacement color spaces. We have some import flags. So we tell DynaPDF to import all, which you could change. You don't need to import all the things from the input PDF. You could just say import everything, but leave away maybe the annotations or leave away 3D content. We import as pages because we use here import PDF file function. And while reading in the PDF, we already do some preparation for PDF-A to make it later a little bit more quick on saving. We open a PDF from a container. You could also open from a file. Then we can import 1 page, 2 pages, or the whole file. So this imports all the pages. Again, we need a language and a structure tree. We check conformance for PDF-A 3B. And if you paid the PDF-A extension for DynaPDF, then you actually get the converter, which would fix anything that is not valid for PDF-A. And then the rest is, again, output intent, set the specific version you want, and save it.
There you go.
So with DynaPDF, we have different levels. We have starter, light, and pro. Oh, I should show that.
Oh, yeah.
So DynaPDF has, where's the table here? So we have the different levels. We have starter, light, pro. And with light, you can create PDF-A files.
Got it. Okay.
But if you like to convert existing ones, you need the conversion function, which is an optional add-on here for the Pro version.
Interesting.
Yeah, because, you know, writing just a PDF file from scratch is not that difficult. Importing existing PDF is more difficult. Doing things like rendering or optimization is even more difficult. And then this is basically the crown on top, converting whatever mess someone created into PDF-R.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But
Yeah.
I like that it's its own separate add-on.
Yeah,
So.
and the optimize function also is very useful because it rebuilds the content structure. And I had quite a few people in the past who got PDFs from all kinds of sources and just run them through the optimizer to remove errors.
Ooh.
Like it has been the case that you save a PDF in FileMaker and open it in Adobe Reader, and you get an error message.
Oh.
Something wrong. No idea why. So then DynaPDF reads it in, outputs it, file works.
Oh, that's really nice, actually.
Yeah. So.
Cool. Can you automatically optimize using MBS when you make the PDF, like before you even make it?
Yeah, the optimize function is another example we have. Has a lot of options, like it can delete private data, delete thumbnails, alternate images, scale down existing images. Like, you know, if someone takes a picture with a phone, it has maybe 20 megapixels. They drop it into a container. FileMaker builds a PDF. The PDF is huge. I don't need 5,000 dpi for my printing, you know.
No, not really
The
required.
plugin can scale it down to maybe 150 or 300. So an optimize is a very short script. I mean, basically, you make a new PDF, you open the existing one, you import it, and you call the optimize function with whatever options you like to pass, and then you save it again. It's recommended to initialize color management. So DynaPDF can do better, do the color profile conversions. So we have again here some color profiles to use for that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the color profiles, do they have to be saved in like little containers, or is it something that you can just call via function?
You can have them in a folder on disk, and actually those are shipped with macOS anyway. Yeah, but you could just have them in a container in some preferences table, or in some DynaPDF settings table, whatever, or you have them as files on disk, because there is a init color management X function, which takes the containers, but there's also the init color management without the X. So, and it takes passes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So this function was first, and then we made an extended version, and this takes containers. Because people love to just put this in a container in a preference table and forget about it. Unless a customer specifically asks for it. And here the options are, we say if you have a picture with more than 50 dpi on RGB, CMYK, grayscale, no, or is it black and white? I forgot. Color, black and white, and grayscale. Then reduce DPI to a maximum of 150 and compress as JPEG. And then if each of the picture is smaller in size than the original, then we use a smaller one to make sure that we don't try to compress something which is already compressed efficiently.
Oh, okay. That's actually really nice.
Yeah, it could be, well, it can be. Sometimes you have a PNG
Mm-hmm.
and it has some, like for some, let's say a circle, and it's very efficiently compressed in PNG, and we make a JPEG, and because the JPEG gets these artifacts from the compression,
Oh, yes.
little differences are, it may end up bigger or smaller, depends.
Got it. Okay, that makes
So
sense.
the edge cases.
Well,
The normal thing is someone drops a huge picture for a little icon, and it's shown on every page, and so FileMaker puts 20 copies onto the PDF, you know.
and then you wonder why your PDF is so large.
Yeah. So someone has another question?
Yes. I repeatedly import large JSON files into FileMaker. Every 60 seconds, I must import JSON data into FileMaker via curl and an API to add records to my database. Can I do this with MPS?
Well, we have curl functions, yeah. We have especially things with curl to run a download in the background.
Oh, that would be nice.
So you can do things while
Especially if you have to import every 60 seconds.
yeah, let's go to the documentation maybe. So
I
in the
did see it download
documentation,
in the background in your files.
I think I have it somewhere, but let's just go here, curl, and perform in background maybe. So we have here a batch downloader and download in background. So see, download in
right there.
background.
There you go.
Yeah. So I need, now this is just for downloading one file. Now I need an URL for bigger file, for bigger picture file. Good question. Where would I get one? No, website. Let's take, there is already. Let's see. Oh, there is a test picture here. Test picture
Okay.
JPEG. Okay. I don't need to find a file. Okay, let's download it. And you see there's we run the download in the background, and while the download is running, we ask for the progress, and so we can show a progress bar.
Oh.
A progress bar with the plugin. So it goes very quick. And I think also works, but this is just downloading one file. And batch download, where is it? There. So here we have a list of some URLs from my documentation, yeah. And we can download them in parallel, which is quite quick.
Yes, that is making a ton
You
of
see there is a
records.
script being paused all the time.
Oh, so we can actually see it happen. What happens if there's no pause there? Or do you
You
need the
wouldn't
pause
see
to
it. You wouldn't
register?
see the update. So download in parallel. So in this case, we have several curl sessions, or many. Oh, we have a max connection value here, 8. So we run 8 downloads in parallel. Whenever we want to download something, we grab a new curl session, if there is none, or reuse an existing one if it's finished downloading. So if the existing one is done, we can reuse it. Otherwise, we use a new one. And then we set the URL and make a record to track it. Yeah. And perform background. And So on the end, we have to go through the list.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a little bit complex because you are doing 8 things in parallel. And this script is just managing. So whenever one is finished, we will run here the handle finished curl script, which does something like using our SQL commands to update the table with the status, the error log, the timestamp, and the actual content. So all in one as a SQL statement. And so this is the manager who keeps eight curls in parallel running here.
Got it.
So, well, that was not the question, I think. Oh,
Well, it was kind of, I'll reread it, but I feel like this is helping.
okay. Yeah, you could.
They're importing large JSON files, so.
So the key thing here is that the perform in background can run and download a file while the FileMaker script imports the last one. So.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Okay.
you can have things in parallel, like our batch email sender, where we assemble a new email while another email is being sent, and maybe another one is doing the login with the server and discussing whether we are allowed to send. Maybe the fourth one is waiting for the server to confirm that it got the email. So another thing I can show is JSON import. So the plugin can do automatic JSON imports. Let's see, we have a database, and this database is just one table with one field, one record. Now I click the button here, and the plugin imports the JSON in this stuff here, and this JSON. Let's see what we have. We got a new table called import JSON with people and count. And we got a people table with first and last. So the plugin went through the JSON, identified things that could be a table or a field, created the tables for you, created the fields for you, and then filled in the data. So this is our, let's say, magic import for JSON. Let's just make a new layout based on the new table. And yeah, there's my data. So
there you go.
So this is magic import. We also got another JSON import in one of the last versions. Yeah, we have a lot of options. So, we have a lot of JSON functions. So here's a JSON import. Creates tables and fields as needed on every run. And then we also have here JSON insert records. So if you could get from your JSON the individual records, maybe you need to do a JSON get element to pick the inner array of values from the JSON. And then you could say to the plugin JSON insert records, specify a file, a table name, and your JSON. And the plugin will go and look in this table for field names like first name, like field names matching the names in the JSON. And then we can translate this into SQL statements under the hood and fill your table automatically.
There you go. Basically, pick which one works for your 60-second extravaganza.
If you need to extract data, there is a JSON query function available, which allows you to run queries against a JSON and find records or data within the JSON based on some syntax of a query language.
Oh.
Yeah, and this may help you to get data. Keys. We have another video about this already, I think. So like here, we got some JSON. We go through elements in this array, and we find all the entries where the price is high enough. So we get just a few of these records. And we return just the title here. But I also had an example, or maybe let's see the search function.
Mm-hmm.
This is JSON search. Like here, find me all the entries, locations where the state is Washington, give me the name, sort it, and put it in a new JSON. Yeah.
Which
So
is
you
very
can
nice.
transform one JSON to another JSON based on what you need for the insert statement.
That's actually really nice.
Yeah.
Means that you can
So,
do a lot with that. Looking to see if someone's typing. I'm going to let them type.
so
Yes. No, this is awesome. Oh, I do have a last question sneaking up on you. Hi, I need to put MBS on my server. I figured out how to install the plugin onto my actual, local machine, but I don't know how to do it on my server. Any ideas or a guide?
yeah. Would it be nice if you have an installation guide? Okay, here you have server. So basically you need to copy the plugin into 3 folders.
Mm-hmm.
So FileMaker server, database server extensions. There you put one copy. Then you go to web publishing, publishing engine, CVPC plugins,
Mm-hmm.
not extensions. Put a copy there. Then you also have another folder, publishing engine, VIP, and plugins for the data API. I
There
think we
you
also
go.
have a guide on the web. Let's go back here, FileMaker and user guides and
Right
installing
there.
on a FileMaker server. So you copy it to the 3 locations.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go here and you turn on the enabled icons and you turn on maybe the MBS. So the MBS plugin only shows for the top one.
Mm-hmm.
The other one will just load whatever plugin is there, but here you can enable them individually. If the plugin doesn't show up, then you may need to restart the server because FileMaker only looks in the plugins folder when it starts. So often when I do the installation on the server, I let the
Mm-hmm.
installer run through, create all the folders. Then I copy the plugin before I go to the admin console the first time.
Oh, okay.
So
Good to
I do
know.
it very early. And the next thing is when the plugin is loaded, you can find new files in the logs folder. So the standard server scripting log.
Mm-hmm.
This is from the plugin here for server scripting. Then there's the one for data API and the one for web. These files are made by the MBS plugin and it writes a version number into the file.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. So maybe you just go to the website and find here the user guide things and one of those many things to help you installing.
Yes. But there you go. There's the rough and quick and easy way of doing it. I think that's the last question we had. So thank you, Christian. Today was awesome as always, and it's getting late for you.
Yeah. And we need to find a new date for all the things I plan to show, you know?
Oh, yes, we do. But I'm not well, we were going to do a Q&A, but that was like towards the end of May.
Okay. But
You know,
in 2 weeks we have a new release
I
early
know.
May, and there's a
Yes.
new live session to talk about what's new in MBS 15.2.
Yes, that's coming up. Are you going to show the stuff you're going to talk about today then, or do we need to schedule another day to talk about all the stuff you were going to show today before
We
you
can
go?
make another Q&A if you like.
Thank you, Christian. Seriously, it's been awesome as always. Thank you, everybody, for asking questions. Y'all have a lovely day, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.